People have no idea what it takes. How's it going, Lone Riders? It's Andrew here. I do all the product at Lone Rider, and I make these videos and show you guys how we actually build these products. And in turn, we get feedback from you guys and we build that back into the product. So if that's something interesting to you, if you like that, go scroll down a little bit and hit that subscribe button, little bell icon too. And while you're there, click that like button. There's also a link in the description, and there you can sign up to the email list to basically get notifications when these videos do come out. So do that as well after Black Friday. So Black Friday is coming up in a few weeks. That's our only sale per year. So if you need gear for 2026, it's a good time now to stock up, because it's going to be it's never going to be cheaper. And so get into that, sign up to the email list down below. And also I wanted to make some more videos about how we develop this stuff, because it's actually a lot of people really enjoy it and to see how we do it, and it takes a lot of effort to do these. So I'm going to try and deep dive into all the processes and show you what we do on the daily. So yeah, if you like that, again, sign up. The idea of these videos is just basically show the process and how much work it actually takes to build original product, because we are creating original products here. This year we have made a massive amount of product. We're a very small team, extremely small team. No one has an idea of how much work that is. So I want to open the doors a little bit into the back of the product line that we've produced this year and run through them. So let's jump into the PC and take a look. So the first one was the Moto lights. So this is ongoing, and the Moto can actually. So this is a whole new realm for Lone Rider. So this is electrical, but what we did was up the game with LIN technology, and we brought the LIN technology in and developed this product based on the future, what we expect the future to be, and people really went crazy about it, because we upped the game quite a bit, brought in essentially brand new technology into the space, and brought brand new lighting profiles and technology that has really increased rider safety, security, and gave people an enhanced experience riding their bike. And this, for us, from a product point of view, is quite difficult to produce, because we had to find the right suppliers with the right expertise, and we had to bring different teams together. So that was extremely complicated, and it took quite a long time of development, but we finally came up in the market, and it's well received, extremely well received. This, for me, also, it comes with hundreds of parts as well. So the BOM, the bill of materials, is massive on this, and all the spare parts and stuff we need to provide. We did also casting, we did PCBA development, coding, also like firmware updates, all that kind of stuff had to be part of it. So this is a whole business encompassed into one little product here. So we build it from the foundation up, from idea right into shipping and packaging, all that kind of stuff. So we had to actually come up with the concept as well, because essentially, if you think about the Moto light, it runs on LIN, or a canvas system, which means that it gets controlled by the bike and whatever function you were doing in the bike. For example, if you went on high beam, it would automatically go on high beam as well. It doesn't require a separate switch to turn on, so it's all encompassed into your bike. There's no buttons for this light. And if you look at it from a car, like another perspective, it's like a car headlight crammed into this small profile, and you have high beam, low beam, you have DRLs, day running light, and different spots and all different functions with that. For example, speed blending. As soon as you hit a certain speed, then it increases or decreases as you want per setting. So it was a very interesting project, extremely hard, and we're doing it at scale on mass production. See, it's easy to make one, but to do a mass production of these is quite difficult. There's a lot of quality issues and processes. We had to reinvent the way the light production, the factory worked with their lights. For example, there's I'll give you a good example here. We have moisture. You see moisture behind the lens. And because these pods run quite hot, this condensation sits inside the lens. So we still get it, and it's quite normal for lights. Most lights have it. But we didn't want that. So we had to do burn-in tests the opposite way. So we had to develop a different production strategy that these factories aren't used to and don't do to control the quality, increase the quality. So we're showing the factory how to produce these lights. So we burned in the lights beforehand, so at quite a high temperature, and that extracted all the moisture from all the plastics and metals. Because plastics and metals, I mean, it sounds crazy, but they can ingest a little bit of water, and over time, or on the surface and paints and stuff like this, in many places, and we evaporate that before we seal it all up. So this, for example, all the kind of things that we had to fight for and discover and create. But yeah, that was the Moto lights. Extremely cool and quite a fun project. I hope to work on more lights in the future. The next big one was Moto panniers. The Moto panniers are a pannier system that is kind of on the same lines as the motor case. If you know the motor case, we also launched that last year. So we're completing the set. So we have the top box and the side panniers. And essentially we're taking the whole design language and the functionality from the top box, the motor case, and applying it to the side panels. And we also applied the same manufacturing techniques and also applied the same concepts of locking and key entry and things like that. So one of the main things that we really wanted to do was make it extremely robust. Like, this thing is a tank. It's super strong. It's insane. So if you ever get a chance to pick one or see one, go and have a hands-on with it. I'm really proud of it. I think we've really nailed the construction of it. It's pretty robust, and it's got a nice feeling to it. It's nice sealed. It's got a nice attachment system too. It's super strong. When I was testing it, I was almost 100 kilos, and I was smashing this thing, jumping on top of it on the racks, trying to break it off the hooks, because we can't have this thing for like coasting down the road. And it's really robust, really strong. We did a lot of other tests too, not just this, but pretty proud of it. And that came on sale this year as well, and doing well as well. So check that out. It's a great product for the touring aspect of riding. And I'll come into another product too. I tell you why we built this product. But from the manufacturing point of view and product point of view, it was relatively easy because we've already done the motor case, the top case. And so all we did is apply that to this product here. We did a brand new attachment system, but apart from that, we cloned the whole concept from the idea from that and put it into the motor panniers. From that, like, basically completed the range. That was one hard end of the spectrum, and then we also did soft panniers as well, and they're for the ADV bags. So where do the motor panniers sit? They sit right at the top end of it. They're touring. The motor panniers are hard, so they have higher security. And on the opposite end of that would be the MotoBags. I'm about to go into the MotoBags in a minute, but they're down the other end, which is soft, and they're more enduro off-road orientated, because you don't want to break your leg. It's easy to break your leg with these hard panniers, I know. And so that completed our setup. I'll come into the MotoBag soft luggage in a minute, but basically that completed the whole setup. We have soft luggage, which is the MotoBags. We have the semi-rigid, which is the semi-hard, semi-rigid panniers, and then we went to the hard panniers. So we have all three now, and then from here we can. But essentially, if you look at the bottom left-hand corner here, you see that's the motor case, and so we applied the design strategy from that into sketches, put that into CAD, and then produced the motor panniers. Easy peasy. No, but actually it's quite a long process. There's a lot of steps into it, all the waterproofing testing and things like that. We did a lot of waterproofing. This thing is really hard to make waterproof because we have to drill holes in it to connect it all together. And then we have to seal it all up again. So every hole gets these little stickers in it, like we hand apply everything. We hand apply rubber gaskets to all the rivets and stuff like that. So there's no machine for that. We have to do it like by manually. And there's hundreds of them. There's hundreds of rivets in this thing. We also apply automotive grade sealant as well. So just a tube, a sausage of that is like 25 euros or 25, like that's about, just under $30 US. So this is all this top. We put a lot of effort into making sure it's sealed as well and useful. You know, it's like it's a gun of a product. It's a premium product, and it has premium materials. So we have to apply all these processes to get the best product possible. And I think it is honestly, I think it is the best motor panniers or panniers on the market. Motor panniers. From quality and thickness of the materials, all that, the attachment, the sturdiness of it, I think it is the top tier, and proud of it. It's nice making quality stuff. There's a lot of this is an image that I showed. This is from another previous video I did on motor panniers. You can click up here and see that. But essentially, this is just, for example, all the labels that I do for this just one product. So we design the stickers on the back. We design the installation stickers. The warning stickers, and also like the weight limitations. So all these stickers have to be like designed, tested, weathered, UV tested. You got to get the right stick, the stickiness correct. And then also have to, and this is actually a sheet that I designed for the production department and also the QC guys, to make sure that they know what to do with it. So they get a whole box of the stuff. They know where to apply it, how to apply it, how many to apply, and all that good stuff. So the next product we launched this year, which is a great product, it's going well and getting great reports back from it, is the ADV bags. And this is a 70 litre system, and it sits at the bottom end, so that more off-road orientated riding. Let's go back to the other image. So the ADV bags are soft and they are designed to be off-road orientated. They offer the least security, but most lightweight, and they're waterproof. They're all waterproof. And then we have the hybrid situation between the hard panniers on the right, complete right, and the soft, which is a semi-rigid, and one of our Halo products. And then we have the Moto panniers, which is the hard tarmac travel, so city travel, hard luggage for the touring kind of guys or use. So you can actually have all three. They are useful, all three. Depends on what you do that day or week. If you go on an off-road ride for the weekend, then it's the ADV bags. But if you go for a city trip or like a Dolomites trip through Europe, then you take the Moto panniers, the hard luggage. Or if you're going on a world tour kind of stuff, you're going to be there for several months on road, off-road, all that kind of good stuff. And you need something secure, solid and reliable. They're all reliable. It's just that, for example, if you crash in it with the hard panniers, it's going to be harder to fix than say, so you're in, I don't know, Uzbekistan and you crash, it's going to be easier to fix semi-rigid luggage than it will be to hard luggage. The ADV bag started off sketching ideas. Like, you can only do so much. You've only got so much form to play with, which is along the sides of the bike and on top. You've only got this. You can only do a certain amount on the design of a bike and you've only got certain fixing points, and that's generally true across every bike. So the shape of it was dictated mostly by that, and also by the crash. Like, how do we protect from crashes so it stays waterproof? And this is why we took the holster system. So we have a holster that takes the brunt of it, and then the waterproof bags in the middle. So firstly, I did a lot of sketches, and these are like 5-minute sketches. There's the sketches that you sit down and you sketch, just coming quickly up with ideas. Then you go into like the more accurate stuff, and then you start designing out where the placements of buckles are, and webbing, and the EVA padding, and all the sew lines and the designs, the printing, all that stuff. That's the second stage, and all the components. Third stage is you make cardboard cutouts. We make a wire, like a wireframe of this, and laser cut it out, and then we make the first round. So the bottom left-hand corner is the first round. We try the concept of opening it up from the top, like a MotoBag style, so you can access it easy. What we found is pulling it out and in from this like long holster is quite annoying sometimes, difficult. But it didn't actually work. It was hard. It wasn't secure enough. It wasn't holding tight, and it was flapping around quite a bit. So we did go the traditional way based on testing and riding with it, and I realized that it's not possible to have this kind of top access system that was super secure. It worked, but it wasn't optimal. And so we even found the Moto panniers on the back of a horse, which is kind of cool, lone rider. And what was cool about this project, we work with Kevin. He's a pro rider, and we also work with Tom Barron. These guys really push the stuff, and they pushed it hard, and they gave us a lot of feedback, and we fixed a lot of stuff because they tested it so hard. So before it hit the market, it was already pro approved. Everything's solid and stable already, it was a good way to develop products, because we got direct feedback, and these guys can take these bags to a different level, right? They ride like hooligans, and this is the kind of level that you need to test at. So then the common riders like me, the normal riders, will never have a problem, and that's what we want. Another product we pushed out this year was the hallmarked Headlight Guard, Lone Rider signature, pretty popular with the GS riders. That was a quick project, but the Lexon or PC polycarbonate that we use, this is like, we have to make it super clear. We don't want to mess with the light that's coming out of the bike. So we had to go to a specialist injection molding company and had to produce that, because it's crystal clear. It's the same kind of material they use on the Mercedes headlights. The material is German, so we have to import that and set up the whole machine, a whole dust-free environment to get a crystal clear production piece here. So there's a different quality on these lights to what we had before, which is PC cutout of a level on the 1250s. Another product we did this time was the crash bars, the skid plate, the lower crash bars and upper crash bars for the GS and GSA 1300. This is an awesome project. It was pretty difficult because there's a lot to this project. I made another video here and here. And I also did another video for the ADV bags as well, if you want to check that out. I'll leave that all in the description down below. And that was interesting because it was quite hard because it's all a 3D form. And we're also connecting points from a manufacturing point of view, connecting points from different parts of the bike. So teeing up a 10mm hole, 50 centimeters apart in two different planes on angles is quite challenging. So we took a few variants and tried it, a lot of prototyping, sampling and stuff like that. And we produced some amazingly definitely overkill, but lower crash bars, skid plate and upper crash bar. There's a cool video on Remy test riding these. And that was a pretty cool project. So that's for the skid plate, works on both bikes, the 1300 and 1300 GSA. And the lower crash bars also, and the upper crash bars just for the GS version. And so that's them there. Cool project. And we got sliders there on the right hand side. So we introduced a new concept of, those racing bikers, they when they put their knee down, they glide on the nylon. So we introduced this here with shock absorbing system. So the whole thing is like cushioned. So we're trying to absorb as much of that shock as possible and not transfer it into the engine, which will break the engine. And we did a lot of concepting on the side. This is me and CAD, like hacking through different design concepts. And we're testing it. So there's cool videos around. I might put one up here while I'm talking of us crashing it and riding this bike and testing it. So yeah, that's it for this year. We produced a lot and are hoping to go into more detail in the next couple of videos. I'm going to start making more videos next month after Black Friday. So Black Friday is coming up in a few weeks. That's our only sale per year. So if you need gear for 2026, it's a good time now to stock up because it's never going to be cheaper. And so get into that, sign up to the email list down below. And also I wanted to make some more videos about how we develop this stuff because it's actually a lot of people really enjoy it and to see how we do it. And it takes a lot of effort to do this. So I'm going to try and deep dive into all the processes and show you what we do on the daily. So yeah, if you like that, again, sign up and hit that like button if you like that video. And I will catch you very shortly.